This game is big for the Spurs. It is their first back-to-back, and they are coming off an ugly loss to the Houston Rockets. But this is how a team could show what they're really about, by shaking off an ugly loss and getting a win over a team that doesn't look too good, one of the lower teams in the West. And we're trying to show that we're not one of the lower teams in the West anymore. Spurs Digest family, Bryan Colbert back with a pre-game show for tonight's home game against the Portland TrailBlazers. And let me tell you guys, this game is going to mean something. This game is going to matter because, again, when you are the Spurs and you're struggling with injuries and you've lost your head coach, you want to at least take out the bottom feeders of the West. And I think that's what Portland's going to be. Portland is going to be a bottom feeder of the West. I don't think any of us will argue with that. You know, they're still trying to find a way. But let me tell you, Portland has some players. Portland has some dogs, and they pose the same type of problems that I think Houston posed for us. And that's going to be a problem as long as we don't have Devin Vassell and as long as we don't have Jeremy Sochan. So let's get right into it, because this team is going to have to find a way to guard perimeter players. Anthony Simons is a dog and can fill it up and can score. And I promise you, he will take advantage of this team if we do not find a way to slow guys down. I don't know how we do that. I don't know who we put out there to slow guys like Anthony down, to slow guys like Scoot down. It's going to be tough. It's not an easy task, especially because, again, I think, we knew who our defenders were. We knew who those guys were supposed to be. And now that's just not the case, man. Now, we're missing guys. And, I talked about it in the post game, and I'm going to say it again. All those Jeremy Sochan haters, I hope you guys are realizing what this brother brings to this team and how valuable he is, because, man, it just showed how much we needed him. His energy, his rebounding, his defense, the way he's able to make players uncomfortable. It's so important, and it's something that I think is going to be a huge key in this game and all the games to come while Jeremy Sochan's out and while we wait for Vassell to get back, is who is going to give us that perimeter defense. I think Castle starting will continue because I think you want to start your young rookie, and he's shown that size and athletic ability to be a good defender. So what do, right? You allow him to defend, you allow him to play. So you would hope that a guy like Castle can help this team, and it's going to be a collective effort, right? A lot of guys are going to need to step up. Chris Paul and Wemby, of course, going to have to be the catalyst for that. It's going to be a lot on that defensive end. DeAndre Ayton, Jeremiah Grant, these are guys that all can play and score. And to me, when you have a team that's already struggling with defense, it's going to really matter. And then, of course, too, we need Wemby to lock in. We need Wembanyama to lock in and just be more consistent, have more consistent games, be more of a threat on both sides of the ball, and start hitting those shots, start knocking those shots down, because these three numbers are not great at all. His percentage has been rough from outside, and it's only getting worse. But I'll keep saying it. I am on the Wemby keep shooting train. Granted, I don't know if I want to see 7, 8 3-pointers a night. However, 4 or 5, go shoot it, man. Go be a threat. Just like we talk about with Chris Paul needing to shoot more, like, you have to keep the defense honest. And the only way you keep the defense honest is by versatile play. And I think Wemby has to continue to shoot. You got to see those shots fall. He has to remain confident. I don't want to see his confidence wavering. It's honestly kind of been, I know it's going to sound crazy, but it's been a little nice to see him keep shooting, because it shows that his confidence isn't wavering. It's showing that his teammates are still supporting him to be more active and aggressive. And I'm sorry, this team is going to win with Wemby hitting open shots, like with Wemby hitting 3-point shots. Like, Wemby is as dangerous as he is because he has an ability to be a perimeter player just as well as he can be a post player. So guys, stop begging for him to get in that post. Yes, he needs to get in the post at times, but the Spurs are at their best when Victor Wembanyama can do all of the things, and we need him to do all of the things. And of course, we need the big guy, Chris Paul, to do a lot of things too. We need Chris Paul to be able to show that, he can just help get this team through this hump. Because that's what it is. It's the hump, man. Losing your coach, who's supposed to come back, losing Jeremy Sochan, who we have no idea when he's coming back. Like, all of these things really matter. And you need guys to step up. And it sucks to say, but hey, man, Chris Paul, bro, you the next man up. You got to step up. You're the leader of this team. You're the vet. You're the OG. You're the future Hall of Famer. You got a guy like Stephen Castle next to you. You got a guy like Champagne next to you, who are young guys that want to ball and hustle, but you got to set that tone. Harrison Barnes, same thing. Harrison Barnes, you got to come out and be better, man. Like, you 1 for 4. 2 points is just unacceptable as a starter. And like, that's what you kind of see from Harrison Barnes throughout his career. Those random inconsistencies where he just doesn't show up. Those days are done, man. Harrison Barnes, we need you to play D, man. We need you to make an impact on this team because there's really nobody else. You look up and down this roster and you're like, who could come in and really make waves? For me, I look at Branham and Wesley as guys that are better defenders than they get credit for. Maybe they should get a little more burn. But again, if, Wesley's struggling a little bit on offense, I think Branham actually plays great. He just doesn't get a lot of minutes. He got 20 last game, which was good. And I think that that's going to have to continue. I honestly thought he would end up being a starter. But I'm not mad at Castle starting. I'm not mad at you giving your rookie a chance to start and play next to Chris Paul, play with Wemby, because them guys are going to be playing together a lot. So Spurs family is simple. We have to play defense, and we need our big guys to step up. Wemby, Chris Paul, Harrison Barnes. You need your big guys to step up because, again, when you're missing all these pieces, when you're missing your head coach, you got to get it from somewhere. You got to get this energy from somewhere. I really liked how Keldon and Branham came off the bench. If we want to talk about any positive, they're going to be huge in this game too because, again, this Portland team, they don't play a lot of defense, but they can score the bucket, and they will take advantage of you if you make mistakes like you've been doing. If you're not rebounding, if you're leaving guys open, this is not the team you want to do this to. And this game, like I said, it's huge. This is a big game. You want to show that you can shake off these ugly losses and really build an identity for yourself because you don't want to be that team that just keeps losing and then back to back losses, because all of a sudden you a lottery team again. And I know that Spurs fans are not there right now. I know some of them are like, oh, let's tank. But man, we're only 8 games into the season. And you don't want to give up on this Spurs team right now because there is reason for optimism. To me, it's just been a rough start, man. Like, it's been like the perfect wave of chaos around this team right now to start. So be patient, Spurs Digest family. Be patient because there is better days ahead. And you make sure you hit that subscribe button and that doorbell so you get notified while we continue to cover this team and continue to support our Spurs. Because I know I'm not super positive in this one. I know I wasn't super positive in last one, but that's just because I want to be real with y'all. I want to give y'all that real stuff because y'all know if I start lying and start, trying to sugarcoat things, y'all ain't going to trust me no more. And that's what I don't want, man. Make sure y'all comment. Tell us how y'all feeling coming into tonight's game. Are y'all feeling optimistic? Do you think the Spurs team can shake off losing all that perimeter defense that they've had to injuries? What do you guys think, man? I can't wait to hear from you guys. And I can't wait to see our Spurs play tonight. I can't wait to see our Spurs go up against a team that I think they're better than. I know they're better than the Houston Rockets. And we haven't seen them play the Portland TrailBlazers, but I think they're better than them as well. So they have to get wins against teams that they're better than, even if you're struggling from injury and you've lost your head coach. One more shout out to Gregg Popovich, man. I hope you are doing good. Hope you are doing well. Hope you're in good spirits and surrounded by loved ones. Your presence is so important to this team and to this city. So we just appreciate you so much, Pop. Get healthy. Spurs Digest family. This is your Spurs pregame show. I'm your host, Bryan Colbert. Let's get this W tonight, Spurs family.